1, 2, 3. Hello and welcome. I just came back from the Spanish Nationals in 2026. It was a 410 people event and I got top 16 and with a record of 9-3. Day 2 I was 6-2 and on day 2 with 4 more rounds I played 9-3. Shortly missing the top 8 cut, but nevertheless it's still a top. So I got a bit of prizing with 2 packs of these new WCQ sleeves and 1 booster box. But that to the side, I would like to show you what I actually played. So I played Kewl Tune, which I think is the best deck with the most broken cards in the format, I think. The end board is not too oppressive, but you need something that's really consistent in 12 rounds and does not. It just performed well, and the cards are just some of them are really broken and do good stuff. But it's not like a FTK deck or so. It's just like a good solid deck going first and even going second, mid-range with a lot of hand traps. And so I'd like to show you what I played. Shoutouts to the Mallorca Yugioh group. I tested a lot with them. Also shoutouts to Steven Trivanovsky, Triv Gaming, who inspired me to play this list, and also I got lots of testing from his masterclass and helped me a lot with this list. And he also more or less card for card showed the list. I changed a few things just depending on the meta here, but still his great input into this list. And yeah, so I'd like to show you what I played for the event. So I played 3 Kewl Tune Q, normal summon, special is a tuner from grave, hand or deck. So you can basically, when you go first, search for any hand trap. You can special any other Kewl Tune as well. And this, after you, with Rotary for example, look into your hand and then you are looking for a certain hand trap, it's really good just to special anything. Also in turn 3 you can special summon your synchro monsters such as a Zalian or a back-to-back from your grave, and that's really strong. Then you have 3 Rico, also a really amazing card, getting back a Rotary or a mix from grave or deck back to hand, and just like a really good card, and just like for me a really good start to just normal summon Rico, search Rotary, which is this card, and it's just such a unstoppable going first combo. Rotary of course to look on your opponent's hand and add either a JJ Kewl Tune or a Kewl Tune Synchro, or even after sight you can search for the trap which copies the effect. Rotary of course a super amazing card. And then you have 2 Mix, which by itself is not the best starter from there on, but it's not the best starter. It's more like either if you have multiple such as Mix, Rotary and Q, you can just normal Mix, try to show that you have a weak hand, and if they hand trap this, of course Rotary and Q is just the best extender to keep playing and just to bait hand traps and hand loop your opponent. Of course the 1 clip for going first, sometimes I have the feeling that clip going second is still not the worst in matchups where you really want to play a bit, and also when you want to make crackle at one point. So this has to be in your deck somewhere, but still should go out going second. So this is for the Kewl Tune monsters. Then for the spells, 3 Kewl Tune Synchro, activating that in battle phase to add any Kewl Tune card, and also search JJ. And then synchroing with the monsters you have on board is super broken and helps you a lot, and layers your end board going first. Then you have Duelist Genesis. Duelist Genesis searches the Kewl Tune Synchro, which is good because even under draw, before you get rolled, activating this to search this, and if you get rolled you can chain it to either get a Q if you do not normal summon, and the Genesis can also search the overtake. So overtake is super broken to summon a from grave or deck. Then you have I play 2 JJ, which is not standard. Of course, Triff technology to play 2. It was fine, like in hands where you have like mix, rotary, and this, for example, you normal mix or rotary, it gets stopped, and then you at least have this to additional normal summon and keep playing. And if you don't have access to this or no other engine, it's pretty hard to keep playing. And then one Prosperity, which was a great card just to search for hand traps going first, or also board breakers going second, and digging like 6 cards into your deck, and you really have the space to just dig. So that's more or less for the engine. And now going into the hand traps, I'm playing 3 Harmonia. It was really good, like the non-target pop is really good, and specialing it as 2500 body, comboing also with rotary, revealing this and then normal summon rotary, and then going into Visas. Amritara is also really good, and yeah, that's a really good card. Then as well we have 3 Ash Blossom. That's pretty standard hand trap, covers a lot also like the branded matchup, or just like a really good card. And if you have it against Kewl Tune, you should just save it into Q to not let them set a hand trap, but still a really good covering card. Then Bell, of course you can Bell and the Mirror the remix, but overall against Mitsurugi, also sometimes against Branded, pretty good. 3 Fuvaros. In the Triff list it would have been Impermanence, but this covers more, and sometimes when your opponent tries to go build a board under like out of control, this stops it a lot, and helped me also in some matchups against Doomsy, where they don't want to give you any draws and they enter like Drostea plus Trap, and then you still have like 5 cards when you draw to break their board. Then 3 Veiler. It's perfect because this is a level 1 tuner to, with Rico or Q, go into a track maker, and like a good hand trap, and not once per turn, so you can just Veiler your opponent and then activate remix, get back the Veiler to your hand, and then Veiler your opponent again. So like 1 Veiler is 2 to negate 2, is really good. And the last hand trap is 1 Ogre, which is good because you can just special this from Q, and then in your opponent's turn, whenever your opponent activates a monster effect on the field or even a spell, you can just ogre it, and this helps you a lot into, like, for example, Branded, the Fauna Bypass effect on field to discard 1 and then fuse with monsters on the field. You can just ogre this, and this is actually pretty nice, but did not come up, but in theory it would be great. And then the last card is just a board breaker. It's 3 Super Polymerization. In theory, of course, super broken going second. Going first, like a pretty bad card, but in the mirror it's just super broken. And also I'm playing a target for Branded as well. So that's that. This is 40 cards in the main. No breaks, just a super poly, of course. Like, this is a board breaker, but sometimes with Kewl Tune you just want to remove your opponent's monsters, because Kewl Tune is not the best just to get rid of monsters. You have the Track Maker bounce, you have a mixed pop, but like a lot of mass removal you don't, and then super poly can help you at least a bit. And then going into the Synchro, like the extra deck, you play 2 Maker, super broken card on special summon searches, any Kewl Tune card. So even when you like Q summon this from grave, you can then also add any Kewl Tune card. Then 2 Remix. This is an endboard piece which you can just tribute it and either get back a hand trap, or like special 1 and RS, get back a mix, go into RS, or whatever you want to do. This keeps your board really flexible. Then 1 Crackle, which is nice to just summon it with as materials with clip and then rip something from your opponent's extra deck. 1 RS, like a good layered endboard that later comes out and negates when your opponent doesn't have that much push anymore. Then Loudness War, really great card, even like making this, like chaining a Kewl Tune synchro, making this, and then when your opponent wanted to destroy something, protecting your monsters is really great. Also, like sometimes the Luna Light, when your opponent wants to Raigeki your board, like Kewl Tune synchro, summoning this, protecting your other monsters is really great. Then you have Harmonia targets, which is one Wind Pegasus Ignister. Great when you just Harmonia for one body and you don't want to have additional value in this moment, but still a Disruption and Grave. Along when your opponent has more targets on the field and you really want to get rid of an additional monster, the other target, the pack bit, should not be needed. Then we have Venus Amitara, a great card, and also like after a side you can search the counter trap, the reframing, which helps you a lot because if your opponent has super like strong going second breakers, having the reframing is great. Then of course the Xylan, which is the endboard piece with the remix, and like super flexible Omni Negate and back to back. Super good card, especially any card from your banished or from your grave, or adding it back to hand is really good. And even like under shifter you can make this, and then in your opponent's turn, of course, or like when any monster effect get activated, especially any monster, super good. And then you can even synchro, so really good layered, like the boss monster. And then I played Super Poly, so we have to play the targets, which is one Garura. This should have been Mud Dragon. I never made this, but I missed the Mud Dragon a few times. Then we have the Theseus, which is of course great because against Kewl Tune, you just, if their endboard is a remix, this does not work because in draw phase you Super Poly for Theseus. And then the last extra deck card is the Dogma. I never played Branded, and this came up if they had like the perfect board for it, and I had Super Poly. Unfortunately, I did not see it, but in theory and in testing, it was really great just to get rid of so much interruption, and making a unaffected Dogma and non-target shuffling 2 monsters is just a complete knockout for them. So that's that. Just the side deck now. One call by, good card going first. I did not see any matchup where it was super good going second, other than it's not good, but into Doomsday trying to hit the regulars, it's kind of, I did it once and I didn't see it, but yeah, not the best. You would just play hand traps and try to hand trap them better. 3 thrust. Of course, this can, going second, get you engine and can get you any board breaker which you want, or going first, setting a floodgate. Talents, great card going first and second in this meta where you don't really get like super end boarded and playing into impossible game state. But talent was great, so going first to have an additional card. You know your hand from your opponent already, but just taking one card out or going second as a board break really good. Then back row removal is 1 Duster and 2 Lightning Storm, which is great. I liked it a bit into Doomsday. Of course, they will try to Omni Negate and protect their trap, but this was good also into the mirror because people play Solemns. This was pretty good. Then the last board breakers are 2 Illusion Gate. Nando and Nico from the Mallorca group gave them to me, but yeah, it was a good card also into the mirror, and then thrust, searching for it and activating it twice even when negated is super good. Then 1 Eradicator against board breaker matchups like such as Doomsday and Branded was really good because you know your opponent's hand, you can just go into a Xylan, tribute the Xylan and try to play their own, or you can also go into Crackle and then tribute the Crackle because it gains attack by ripping a monster from opponent's extra deck. Then another virus, which is good against Malice or the Mirror with small monsters. Then this is the trap that you can also search with this playlist. It's really good because it immediately is some interruption when you activate it and you have a mixing grave. You can just pop a monster your opponent controls and add mix back to hand, so you get a bit of follow-up. And this immediately answers everything that you want, and it's not like activating remakes and then in a later chain triggering the RS or the mix or whatever you want to trigger. So this copying the synchro effect is really good. Last going first card is the reframing. Searching this is just layering the endboard piece, your endboard a bit more, which is great, and you need it a bit because people really try to break your board with droplets, crowns, super polys. Super poly you cannot do anything, this will not save you, but this is just a really good card because people just really try to break your board, and this saving you will help you. And also you can just endboard visas, so you even would destroy if it would be a monster, if they activate a monster effect, negating that, destroying the monster, and then you can later like clip from hand and clip synchroning with the visas Amitara into a back-to-back. It's also great. And last card is one evenly matched. Board breaker was not the best, but in matchups where they just spam you with a full board and then evening them would help you a lot. So I just played the one target, of course, with thrust searchable. It was fine. Like I had one game in the Mirror where it was complete full board, and this at least like trade with reframing, and then I could play further into the board. But with full board breaker hand, this was fine. So yeah, that was the list. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, each card you're looking for when you want to play the deck, check out CardCJ.com. You'll find what anyone is selling or looking for, and hear from you soon. Let me know what you think in the comments, and take care. Bye bye.